Hey YouTube, it's Hey Xay, and I know it's been a minute, but I'm back now. Tonight I want to address a topic that I feel is important because it's quite dear to my heart, as it nearly tore me apart and remade me into a stranger that I just couldn't recognize the more I looked into the mirror. And I did this in order to pass and to be accepted amongst the trans community, the black male community, and so on and so forth. You know, I just wanted a place to be, and I thought that I needed to change who I was in order to allow that, you know, in order to find this space. And I've witnessed it countless times on YouTube accounts and in person, and it hurts every single time because it's so stifling to the spirit, to the soul, to become so quiet as to not disrupt the illusions in other people's lives. Dying to pass. I've recently received another message from Dominic on my kick, and if you all remember him from the video I made previously called Addressing Dysphoria Parts 1 and 2, he's back with another situation he's facing. And before I continue, actually, as hard as these times are for him, I'm glad that he doesn't give up and he continues searching for an answer whenever he can, because again, it's a sign of hope. Because it shows that he knows he can be better than the situation he's currently in, and he just needs a little help, as we all do sometimes. And in this community, we definitely have to support one another and look out for one another. So Dominic has messaged me saying how things were starting to look up for him, but suddenly it began to go in the opposite direction all over again. He had been passing well for a while with people referring to him with masculine pronouns, but it suddenly seemed to go in reverse with people using feminine pronouns all over again. And Nick, I see it this way. We're here in this country, on this planet, floating somewhere in the middle of space. In the grand scheme of things, of all the things that are happening everywhere in the world, to every person next to you and far away, it's not that big an issue as to be so moved and so hurt by it that you begin to lose yourself in the midst of it. And I don't say this to belittle your experiences by saying that it shouldn't hurt, because I know it does. I've been there. But you have to make the conscious decision to not be so affected by it. That is up to you. So by this point, Dominic has practically been dying to pass by excessively taping his chest down and avoiding going places to avoid the humiliation of it all. Basically not reaching his fullest potential and living his young life. I, again, can certainly relate to it. I personally went through years of general anxiety, not even just about my transition, but anxiety in general, where even visiting a little mom and pop somewhere in an isolated town could make me feel terribly anxious and uncomfortable. So I spent a lot of time to myself, not going anywhere, not really having a lot of face-to-face interactions, not doing all the things I loved. So I definitely feel what you're going through. We're here. I understand you. And also, in addition to that issue, he's also curious if he needs to adopt a more stereotypical masculine appearance and behavior in order to be recognized as Dominic, because he says that he's soft and he's feminine, and as he put it, he's female. I'm not going to try and argue with you on what you refer to yourself as or how you group femininity and masculinity, but I want to say that femininity is not a trait of being female, it's a trait of being alive. It's just a way of behaving, and it can apply to anyone at any time. No one is completely hard and no one is completely soft. We go in and out of these different phases in different parts of our lives, so don't ever feel like there's something wrong with you or you're lower or higher or wherever just because you might be a little more soft than the next person. You know, I don't show it a lot in my videos, but I am quite feminine. I am very feminine. A lot of people would be surprised by how feminine I actually am, but I don't allow that to get in the way of any of my interactions whenever I go into a situation, because it's just who I am. It's like, who else can I really be but myself? So first of all, in regards to you saying that you bind so much, that it's kind of painful, I want to say this, and I say this very seriously. Do not do anything that harms you for the sake of another person's idea, for their comfort or whatever. In the end, I want you to ask yourself, is your overall health, not just today, but for the rest of your life, is it worth it to put your body through this kind of stress? Is it really worth it? Because I've seen people who've cracked ribs and messed up their lungs and done all kinds of things to themselves because of the fact that they binded excessively. And I just wanted to share that, I'm not the largest chested guy. but I did have enough insecurity about it to where I did bind practically during any and every waking moment of my life after coming out, of course. But it became so in the way of everything that I eventually had to look in the mirror and ask myself the question that I just posed to you: is it worth it? Ultimately, is it worth it? Is the stranger in the store worth my ability to breathe? Are people who don't provide shit for me worth my bending and breaking my back in order to assuage their fears and discomforts around gender and identity? It's not, and I haven't looked back ever since then, you know, and I hope eventually you will do the same. And honestly, I believe you will. You just need the time to allow yourself to go through these different phases of your growth. So I would really just recommend that you not sacrifice your overall health, your your mental, your spiritual, emotional, or physical health for this shit, because you are bigger than this, and I want you to always remember that. And two, you were asking about your presentation. Do you need to change something in order to be accepted as you are? And I'm going to tell you, if being a pants sagging, tattoo wearing, trying to be a Little Wayne motherfucker, if that's not you, then don't be that guy. Don't even consider it for a moment, because you'll never feel whole or complete. You'll never find what you're looking for, because you're not being yourself as you enter into these spaces that you're trying to seek wholeness within. So don't try to live a lie like that by mending yourself to others in that way. Really, you need to sit down. I mean, sit down, get everybody to shut up, get everything to be quiet, and you need to sit down to be clear with yourself. Honest and open, completely non-judgmental, and say to yourself who you are and also who you can be, because you're in this situation right now, but like I told you, you're much bigger than this, and you need to remind yourself in your mind that there's more to it than what you're seeing right now. So keep your heart and eyes open for that matter. I've shared a lot on my YouTube over the years, and for those who have been following me for quite some time now know that I've gone back and forth with depression and feeling hopeless between dysphoria and overall self-acceptance. And I found myself in some pretty dark places within myself because of the life that I've lived. And I want you to remember that it is your choice to seek the light. It is your choice to look beyond your current circumstances and to find reason to push on, to continue becoming your truest self, no matter how much of your energy it requires. Because I have this quote right next to me on my wall. I don't know if you can see it, but I have this thing right here. What it says: never give up on something you can't go a day without thinking about. So if you can't go a day without thinking about the better you, being the bigger man that you are, and all of that, then do not give up on that person. You're in there. You need to allow yourself to come out. And I always say this to myself and to people coming in my life who are facing obstacles, especially right after we make the decision to say, yo, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then we are faced with this obstacle that just blatantly throws in your face exactly what you're trying to get away from. And what I'm going to tell you is to not be afraid of the challenges that you may face, because it's just a test of your will. It's a test to see how bad you really want it. And if you really want to be this person that you keep messaging me in order to find within yourself, then don't stop. Whatever it is you're doing, continue doing it, because it seems like you're actually doing pretty well, but sometimes you have moments of doubt. And honestly, man, I'm telling you, that's just a part of the process. It's okay. We all go through it. So to Dominic and to all of those who may be watching at home or wherever you are who can relate, I really do hope you rise to your maximum, because you are bigger than the disrespect and the mistakes that people make. You're bigger than a pronoun and a label. So I hope that gives you what you're looking for, what you need. So before I finally go, I want to share with you two shortened quotes by Charles R. Swindle. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. The pursuit of happiness is a matter of choice. It is a positive attitude we choose to express. It is not a gift delivered to our door each morning, nor does it come through the window. And it is certain that our circumstances are not the things that make us joyful. If we wait for them to get just right, we will never laugh again. So I hope that this video speaks to you in some way, and that you can continue on to experience the growth that I know you're going to experience. So I would like to thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Peace.